Hi, this is Alan from Alpus Group. I'm just going to talk you through the latest UK distressed property list from the 8th of February 2024. So what exactly is the UK distressed property list? It's a short list of properties listed for sale that we have identified as having potential to be purchased at a discount or below market value due to motivations of the seller and other factors impacting the sale. So this is the map where these properties are located, from Scotland through the north of England, Wales, North Wales, Midlands, southeast and southwest of England, so right throughout the UK. There are 218 distressed properties identified. And what does a distressed property mean? It means that there's some form of distress or possible motivation for the seller to get rid of the property at a cheaper price or quickly. For instance, Japanese knotweed infestation, it's fire damaged, it's water damaged, it's on a short lease, it's got a low EPC, it's in poor condition in some way or another, it's uninhabitable. So we'll run through the list, and then if you're interested in any of these properties, you can get in touch with me. So there's land for sale in Salford in the northwest, £1, Japanese knotweed infested. 4-bedroom terraced house for sale in Westmoreland and Furness, northwest, £5,000, it's fire damaged. Land for sale in Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole, southwest, £10,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in South Ayrshire, Scotland, £18,000, it's fire damaged. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in South Ayrshire, Scotland, £18,000, it's fire damaged. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in County Durham, North East, £22,500, it's in poor condition. 1-bedroom flat for sale in Scottish Borders, Scotland, £23,000, it's in poor condition. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in Hartlepool, North East, £27,000, it's got a low EPC. 2-bedroom apartment for sale in East Ayrshire, Scotland, £30,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom end of terraced house for sale in Burnley in the northwest, £36,000, it's in poor condition. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Bradford, Yorkshire and Humber area, £40,000, it's got a low EPC. 2-bedroom apartment for sale in Northumberland, North East, £42,500 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom flat for sale in Bradford, Yorkshire and Humber area, £45,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Cumberland, North West, £50,000, it's in poor condition. Studio flat for sale in Central Bedfordshire, East of England, £55,000 to a cash buyer. Studio flat for sale in Kings Lynn and West Norfolk, East of England, £59,950 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom apartment for sale in the Wirral in the northwest, £60,000, it's got a low EPC. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Basset Law in the East Midlands is £60,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom bungalow for sale in Walsall, West Midlands, £60,000, it's in poor condition. 1-bedroom bungalow for sale in Bradford, Yorkshire and Humber area, £64,950 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Newcastle upon Tyne, North East, £65,000, it's a repossession. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in Northamptonshire, East Midlands, £65,000, it's in poor condition. 1-bedroom terraced house for sale in Stafford in the West Midlands, £75,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom end of terraced house for sale in High Peak in the East Midlands, £70,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Sunderland in the North East, £70,000, it's a repossession. 3-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in North Yorkshire, Yorkshire and Humber area, £75,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom ground floor flat for sale in Nottingham, East Midlands, £75,000, it's got a low EPC. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Herefordshire, West Midlands, £75,000, it's in poor condition. 5-bedroom maisonette for sale in Dorset, South West, £75,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Horsham in the southeast, £79,950. It's got a short lease. 3-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Bridgend in Wales, £80,000. It's a repossession. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in St Helens in the northwest, £80,000. It's got a low EPC. 7-bedroom terraced house for sale in Stockton-on-Tees, northeast, £80,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in Gateshead in the northeast, £80,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom ground floor flat for sale in Cornwall, southeast, £80,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom flat for sale in Portsmouth, southeast, £80,000. It's on a short lease. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in Tameside in the northwest, £80,000. It's got a low EPC. 1-bedroom ground floor flat for sale in the Isle of Wight, southeast, £83,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom apartment for sale in Leeds, Yorkshire and Humber area, £84,995 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom apartment for sale in Parry Court, Nottingham, East Midlands, £85,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom apartment for sale in Calderdale, Yorkshire and Humber area, £85,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Somerset, southwest, £85,000 to a cash buyer. Studio apartment for sale in Wiltshire, southwest, £85,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom end of terraced house for sale in Bassetlaw, East Midlands, £90,000. It's in poor condition. 3-bedroom apartment for sale in Salford in the northwest, £95,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom apartment for sale in Staffordshire, West Midlands, £95,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom flat for sale in Gloucester, southwest, £95,000. It's on a short lease. Land for sale in North Devon, southwest, £100,000. It's a repossession. Terraced house for sale in Manchester, northwest, £100,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom cottage for sale in Aberdeenshire, Scotland, £100,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Northumberland, northeast, £105,000. It's on a short lease. 3-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Cheshire West and Chester, northwest, £110,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom maisonette for sale in Coventry, West Midlands, £110,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Salford in the northwest, £115,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in East Suffolk, east of England, £120,000. It's water damaged. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in Tameside in the northwest, £120,000. It's got a low EPC. 1-bedroom end of terraced house for sale in Merthyr Tydfil in Wales, £120,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom apartment for sale in Southampton, southeast, £120,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom flat for sale in Medway, southeast, £120,500 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in Bury in the northwest, £125,000. It's got a low EPC. 2-bedroom park home for sale in North Yorkshire, Yorkshire and Humber area, £125,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in the Isle of Wight, southeast, £125,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom ground floor flat for sale in the Isle of Wight, southeast, £125,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom cottage for sale in North Yorkshire, Yorkshire and Humber area, £128,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom apartment for sale in Leeds, Yorkshire and Humber area, £130,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in Walsall, West Midlands, £130,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Birmingham in West Midlands, £130,000. It's on a short lease. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Medway in the southeast, £130,500 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in South Lanarkshire in Scotland, £135,000. It's got a low EPC. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Wrexham in Wales, £135,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in East Barton, Dunbartonshire, Scotland, £135,000 is in poor condition. 1-bedroom maisonette for sale in South Oxfordshire, South East, £135,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Medway in the South East, £135,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom apartment for sale in the Test Valley in the South East, £135,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in Coventry in the West Midlands, £135,000 for a quick sale. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Havering in London, £135,000 is in poor condition. 1-bedroom property for sale in Salford in Northwest, £135,500 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Bexley in London, £140,000, it's on a short lease. 3-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Rochdale in the Northwest, £140,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in Birmingham, West Midlands, £140,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Rotherham, Yorkshire and Humber area, £140,000, it's got a low EPC. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Tamworth in the West Midlands, £140,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Swindon, Southwest, £140,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom apartment for sale in Calderdale, Yorkshire and Humber area, £145,000, it's fire damaged. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Gwynedd in Wales, £145,000, it's got a low EPC. 2-bedroom apartment for sale in Liverpool, Northwest, £145,000, it's a repossession. 2-bedroom ground floor flat for sale in Luton, East of England, £145,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in East Devon, Southwest, £148,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom apartment for sale in Kingston upon Hull, Yorkshire and Humber area, £149,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Coventry in the West Midlands, £150,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom flat for sale in Bristol, Southwest, £150,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Newham in London, £150,000 is in poor condition. 3-bedroom townhouse for sale in Leeds, Yorkshire and Humber area, £150,000, it's got a low EPC. 3-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in St Helens in the Northwest, £155,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom apartment for sale in Liverpool in the Northwest, £155,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom park home for sale in Waverley in the South East, £160,000, it's got a low EPC. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Medway, South East, £160,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom maisonette for sale in Rochford, East of England, £160,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in Dudley in the West Midlands, £160,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom end of terraced house for sale in Sandwell in the West Midlands, £160,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom maisonette for sale in Thanet in the South East, £160,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom apartment for sale in Birmingham, West Midlands, £161,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom apartment for sale in Leeds, Yorkshire and Humber area, £164,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom apartment for sale in Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole area, Southwest, £165,000, it's got a low EPC. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Leeds, Yorkshire and Humber area, £165,000, it's Japanese, not weed infected. 2-bedroom house for sale in Broxbourne, East of England, £165,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom terraced house for sale in Broxbourne, East of England, £165,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom park home for sale in Huntingdonshire, East of England, £170,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Conway in Wales, £170,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in Northamptonshire, East Midlands, £170,000 to a cash buyer. One bedroom apartment for sale in Worthing in the southeast, £170,000 to a cash buyer. Three bedroom maisonette for sale in Bristol, southwest, £170,000 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom flat for sale in Bristol, southwest, £170,000 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom duplex for sale in Trafford in the northwest, £175,000 to a cash buyer. Three bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Cornwall, southwest, £175,000 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom house for sale in Birmingham, West Midlands, £175,000, Japanese, not weed infected. Three bedroom terraced house for sale in Gateshead in the northeast, £179,950 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom detached bungalow for sale in East Riding of Yorkshire, £179,950 to a cash buyer. Four bedroom end of terraced house for sale in Bury in the northwest, £180,000. It's got a low EPC. Three bedroom flat for sale in Tendring in the east of England, £180,000 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom apartment for sale in Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole, southwest, £180,000 for a quick sale. Three bedroom terrace house for sale in Bromsgrove in the West Midlands, £180,000 to a cash buyer. One bedroom apartment for sale in Mole Valley in the southeast, £180,000 to a cash buyer. Three bedroom end of terraced house for sale on the Isle of Wight, southeast, £180,000. It's got low EPC. Three bedroom detached house for sale in Sheffield, Yorkshire and Humber area, £182,000 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom cottage for sale in the Scottish Borders, Scotland, £190,000. It's got a low EPC. Two bedroom terraced house for sale in North Yorkshire, Yorkshire and Humber area, £190,000. It's got a low EPC. Four bedroom terraced house for sale in Wyre Forest, West Midlands, £190,000 to a cash buyer. Three bedroom cottage for sale in Charnwood, East Midlands, £190,000 to a cash buyer. Three bedroom maisonette for sale in Rushmore in the southeast, £190,000 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Medway, southeast, £192,000. It's got a low EPC. Two bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Somerset, southwest, £195,000 to a cash buyer. Four bedroom terraced house for sale in Wiltshire, southwest, £195,000 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom flat for sale in Mid Sussex, southeast, £195,000. It's got a low EPC. Two bedroom mobile home for sale in Canterbury, southeast, £197,500 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom apartment for sale in Cardiff and Wales, £199,950. It's got a low EPC. Two bedroom flat for sale in Eastbourne in the southeast, £200,000 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom maisonette for sale in Harrow in London, £200,000 to a cash buyer. One bedroom ground floor flat for sale in Enfield in London, £200,000 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom flat for sale in Oxford in the southeast, £200,000 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom penthouse for sale in Nottingham, East Midlands, £200,000 to a cash buyer. Three bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Manchester in the northwest, £210,000. It's Japanese, not weed infected. Three bedroom maisonette for sale in Stevenage, east of England, £210,000 to a cash buyer. Four bedroom terraced house for sale in Torridge in southwest, £217,750. It's got a low EPC. Two bedroom detached bungalow for sale in North Devon, southwest, £217,750. It's got a low EPC. Three bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Cornwall, southwest, £220,000 to a cash buyer. Two bedroom maisonette for sale in Barnet in London, £220,000 to a cash buyer. One bedroom apartment for sale in Greenwich in London, £220,000. It's got a low EPC. Three bedroom detached house for sale in South Ayrshire, Scotland, £220,000. It's in poor condition. 3-bedroom detached house for sale in Sheffield, Yorkshire and Humber area, £220,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom linked detached house for sale in Sandwell in the West Midlands, £225,000 to a cash buyer. 4-bedroom terraced house for sale in Derby, East Midlands, £225,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom cottage for sale in Cheshire East, North West, £225,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom bungalow for sale in Lewisham in London, £230,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom end of terraced house for sale in Wychavon in the West Midlands, £230,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Southwark in London, £230,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom end of terraced house for sale in Chelmsford, east of England, £230,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom end of terraced house for sale in Cornwall, southwest, £235,000. It's got a low EPC. 2-bedroom bungalow for sale in Cornwall, southwest, £239,950 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Ipswich, east of England, £240,000. It's got a low EPC. 2-bedroom mobile home for sale in Cannock Chase in the West Midlands, £240,000 to a cash buyer. 1-bedroom ground floor flat for sale in Brighton and Hove in the south east, £240,000. It's on a short lease. 1-bedroom flat for sale in Hammersmith and Fulham, London, £245,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom detached house for sale in East Devon, southwest, £249,500. It's got a low EPC. 3-bedroom detached bungalow for sale in Flintshire in Wales, £249,950. It's got a low EPC. 3-bedroom terraced house for sale in East Devon, southwest, £250,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom house for sale in Bexley, London, £250,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole, southwest, £250,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Bournemouth, Christchurch and Poole, in the southwest, £250,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom semi-detached bungalow for sale in Hinckley and Bosworth, East Midlands, £250,000. It's got a low EPC. 3-bedroom detached house for sale in Blackburn with Darwin, North West, £250,000. It's got a low EPC. 3-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Cornwall in the southwest, £250,000. It's got a low EPC. 3-bedroom detached house for sale in Tendring in the east of England, £250,000. It's got a low EPC. 2-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Northamptonshire, East Midlands, £250,000. It's in poor condition. Land for sale in Cornwall, southwest, £250,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom house for sale in Rother in the southeast, £251,250. It's in poor condition. 2-bedroom cottage for sale in Tamebridge in the southwest, £255,000. It's in poor condition. 1-bedroom maisonette for sale in Broxbourne, east of England, £260,000. It's Japanese knotweed infected. 2-bedroom maisonette for sale in Bromley, London, £260,000. It's on a short lease. 2-bedroom end of terraced house for sale in West Devon, southwest, £260,000. It's got a low EPC. 6-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Sandwell, West Midlands, £269,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom flat for sale in Tower Hamlets, London, £269,500 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom apartment for sale in Salford in the northwest, £270,000 to a cash buyer. 2-bedroom cottage for sale in Scottish Borders, Scotland, £270,000. It's got a low EPC. 4-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Cheltenham in the southwest, £270,000 to a cash buyer. 5-bedroom detached house for sale in Nottingham, East Midlands, £270,000 to a cash buyer. 3-bedroom detached bungalow for sale in Malden, east of England, £275,000 to a cash buyer. three-bedroom detached house in Moray in Scotland, £275,000. It's got a low EPC. Two-bedroom terraced house for sale in Stroud in Gloucestershire, southwest, £275,000. It's in poor condition. Four-bedroom terraced house for sale in Birmingham, West Midlands, £280,000 to a cash buyer. Two-bedroom flat for sale in Hounslow, London, £280,000 to a cash buyer. One-bedroom detached bungalow for sale in Gravesham, South East, £280,000. It's got a low EPC. Three-bedroom end of terraced house for sale in Rushmore, South East, £280,000. It's in poor condition. Three-bedroom end of terraced house for sale in East Riding of Yorkshire, £290,000. It's Japanese knotweed infected. Two-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Medway in the southeast, £290,000. It's got a low EPC. Three-bedroom terraced house for sale in Dover in the southeast, £291,000. It's got a low EPC. Three-bedroom detached house for sale in Medway in the southeast, £295,000. It's got a low EPC. Three-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Wealdon, south east, £297,500. It's got a low EPC. Two-bedroom detached bungalow for sale in Shropshire, West Midlands, £299,995, low EPC. Two-bedroom house for sale in North Yorkshire, Yorkshire and Humber area, £300,000. It's in poor condition. Three-bedroom house for sale in Birmingham, West Midlands, £300,000. It's got a low EPC. Three-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Cheshire East in the northwest, £300,000. Japanese knotweed infected. Two-bedroom detached bungalow for sale in West Lindsey, East Midlands, £300,000. It's got a low EPC. Four-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in North Yorkshire, Yorkshire and Humber area, £315,000. It's Japanese knotweed infected. One-bedroom apartment for sale in Haringey in London, £325,000. It's got a low EPC. Six-bedroom detached bungalow for sale in Edinburgh, Scotland, £350,000 to a cash buyer. Three-bedroom flat for sale in Westminster, London, £350,000. It's on a short lease. Three-bedroom terraced house for sale in Cambridge, east of England, £375,000. Is water damaged. Three-bedroom house for sale in Rother in the southeast, £375,000. It's in poor condition. Three-bedroom detached house for sale in East Hertfordshire, east of England, £390,000. It's for a cash buyer. Three-bedroom cottage for sale in Yorkshire, £400,000. It's in poor condition. Seven-bedroom semi-detached house for sale in Lincoln, East Midlands, £400,000 to a cash buyer. Detached house for sale in Wealdon, South East, £425,000 is fire damaged. Three-bedroom terraced house for sale in Lewisham in London, £475,000. It's a repossession. Two-bedroom detached bungalow for sale in Bromley in London, £625,000 to a cash buyer. Five-bedroom terraced house for sale in Lewisham in London, £650,000. It's a repossession. Three-bedroom townhouse for sale in Waverley, South East, £1.2 million. It's fire damaged. Five-bedroom detached house for sale in Croydon in London, £1,350,000. It's a repossession. So if you're interested in these or any other deals anywhere in the UK, then you can contact me. That's Alan at Alpus Group. My telephone number is 07539141257 if you're calling from inside the UK, or +44 7539141257 if you're calling from outside the UK. There's a landline 0333 224 1257 or +44 333 224 1257 from outside the UK. You can schedule a call with me at calendly.com/AlanJE, or you can simply drop me an email at alan@alpusgroup.com. That's all for now. Cheers.